goes to Town.
Explore a new way of traveling. The future of mobility at high speed. Greater distance, shorter travel time. Connecting 6 cities in Malaysia. Accelerating development envisioned in national, state, regional and sectoral plans. Towards an advanced economy and an inclusive nation. A corporation that's dedicated in delivering excellence. Introducing the My HSR Corp corporate logo. The logo signifies the spirit of progress and innovation. The movement embodies a company that is at the forefront of the regional industry. The bold and italic Frutiger font to signify strength and stability. The character HSR are joined to depict connectivity and continuity. The national colours displaying a sense of energy and dedication.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shazaniti Salim. Today I'm going to talk about background of the project. So the Kuala Lumpur Singapore High Speed Rail has been introduced since September 2010. The KL Singapore HSR is something other than a transportation venture. It is a driving force towards financial investment in Kuala Lumpur and the middle urban communities along the HSR Hall, beginning with monetary groups set on each station. This will eventually change how individuals live, work and travel completely. The project initially announced by the Barisan National Government in September 2010 and originally expected to be completed in 2026. However, after Najib Razak had been defeated in the general election in May 2019, Mahathir Mohamad announced that the project is a waste of cost. The line will be around 350 km and the movement time will be an hour and a half.
The first factor issue towards the completion of HSR project is project deemed costly for the nation. The Malaysian government has decided to postpone the HSR project instead of cancelling the high impact transport project. At that time, our Prime Minister, which is Tun Dr. Mahathir, he said that the government did not deny the need for the public transport project in the future, but it had to postpone the commitment to build the HSR due to the country's economic inability. Tun Dr. Mahathir said the total cost of the building the HSR for 350 km is expected to cost about 110 billion and that amount is too high for the nation. Also, Tun Dr. Mahathir took a step in order to review high-cost infrastructure project to aim for saving national spending. But recently, the government of Malaysia under Perikatan Nasional and Singapore have agreed to continue discussion on HSR project in the near future. The senior minister and also the Minister of International Trade and Industry, which is Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin, said the discussion would include some proposed changes in commercial and also technical aspects. According to a report published by Bernama, Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin also said that the decision was reached after both parties agreed to extend the postponement of the decision on HSR until 31st December 2020. The Malaysian government also has reviewed the project with My HSR Corp to identify cost reduction options such as review and optimize alignment, the location of the station and also business model solution towards factor and issue of HSR. Meanwhile, the Singapore Ministry of Transport confirmed that the Malaysian government had informed the Republic that it wanted to propose some changes to the HSR project and request a 7-month extension to enable both parties to discuss Malaysia's proposal in order for Malaysia to find a way to cut the cost of HSR project.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Nur Shakira binti Mahzun and we are moving on to the next issue, which is the destruction of the airlines hubs. Singapore and Malaysia are being considered as the busiest route in the world with a number of 13,187 flights over the year, according to 2019 statistics. Because there are no transit between these two airports, which are the KLIA and Changi, so the customer will definitely prefer to choose SHR. This is because they are not bothered to fly because SHR will not bring them into the airport. So they prefer to use SHR because it considered as the easier route, and also SHR provide comfortable and faster door-to-door options compared to the airlines. Another reason is because the SHR prices are lower. Their SHR also provides simple ticketing, and that makes it preferable compared to the airlines. This is different compared to the airlines and airports because if we want to board the airplane, we have to go through the strict custom, even though we just want to fly within the country. This is different with SHR because we no need to use a strict procedure in order to just travel around the country.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Norjana binti Abu Hassan. Okay, my ID number is 2018234764. Okay, move on to my part. Regards the factor that caused delay to Malaysian-Singapore high-speed railway project. Okay, one of the factor are the Malaysian government has not finalized its plan for the HSR project. At first, a change of government influenced the durations of the project, as the governments want to review back this project and find ways to cut any additional costs. As a result, the project has not been finalized and been postponed until now. Okay, to prove that, Edge Market News 2020 had reported that Malaysia and Singapore are still in negotiations with regard to the proposal presented by Malaysia. Okay, one changes proposed in this plan are realignment line of railway stations and the exclusions of Singapore stations from this project. This means that Malaysia are considering to stop the railway lines at Johor Bahru instead of Singapore. Okay, and due to these changes, number of meetings and negotiations process are being made in order to gain the mutual understanding, and this does take time and cause delay as other party needs to identify the risk imposed of the high speed rail system caused by local conditions such as geological and climate changes. Okay, and as a result, the Singapore government had reminded Malaysia that if the original HSR plan that includes Singapore does not proceed by 31 December 2020, then Malaysia need to compensate as in the agreement. In conclusion, as the project has not been finalized, it can cause several changes to be made, and because of this, any progress can be done in time unless clear and final decisions are being made. And I move on to the next presenter. Thank you.
So the solution towards the factor of project deemed costly for the nation is by review the project structure. For your information, My HSR Corp is the company that operates the HSR project, has appointed technical advisory consultant, which is known as TAC, and also commercial advisory consultant, which is known as CAC. This is to review proposed design changes and identify options to cut costs for the HSR project. My HSR Corp, TAC and CAC will now review the proposed changes to the HSR project and identify further cost reduction option for the Malaysian government. So everyone, What is the role of TAC and also CAC? Okay, first, TAC focus on the engineering aspect of the project by review and validate proposed infrastructure design changes in Malaysia, such as alignment, station and train maintenance facilities. While for the CAC is more focused on the commercial aspect, such as developing new business model, identify funding and financial option, updating passenger projection, and updating the economic benefit of the project to Malaysia. So guys, if you want to know that the CEO of My HSR Corp, which is Muhammad Nur Ismail, said that the appointment of TAC and CAC was an important step in developing the HSR at the affordable price. So, this solution is holistic and respect the needs of the Singapore government, aware of market expectation on project sustainability and adaptability, as well as without compromising service reliability, travel time, and also security. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, we move to the solution part. Solution can be made by establishing a clear communication between parties through several discussions and agreement to finalize the plan. Malaysia government need to have a clear communications on the status of the project with Singapore, so that they know the directions and the current progress of the project. So Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Muhammad Yassin and his Singapore counterpart, Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, has taken a several discussion relating to the Kuala Lumpur high-speed rail project. Okay, in the discussion, both sides agree to solve the problem and find a solution that can be taken in continuing this project. And as a result, Prime Minister Singapore had agreed on the final extensions of the suspension and setting up a deadline until 31 December 2020, in hope that Malaysia can finalize the details for HSR project by the end of this year. So in conclusion, as the deadline of the final proposal has been decided, it can ensure that the project can stay on track and finish in time. That's all from me. Thank you.
The next solution is improving and reviewing the airline systems. Airline company must find solution for their problems in order not to disrupt the government's plan of SHR, and also in order to prevent losses in their future against the SHR companies. In order to do so, they have to increase the frequency of their systems and services by reviewing the flight schedule. This is because direct and transit customer has different preferences. The direct customer will tend to choose to fly because SHR do not provide the direct routes to the places that they want to go. Compared to the transit passenger, they tend to choose SHR because with lower prices, SHR can still have the routes to the places that they want to go. So by cutting the schedule and journey of routes of transit passenger, the airlines company can cut the costs in order to prevent losses in the future. Another example that they can do in order to increase their services and system is implementing a systematic baggage claim, providing free shuttle bus, providing streamlined check-in and dedicated check-in counters. These services and add-on values to the services will give satisfaction to the airlines customers in order for them to choose to fly in the future compared to SHR, because with lower prices, the lower service standard of services that they will receive. Next, they can collaborating with the SHR companies in order to prevent losses, because they can bring the customer that reach the airports, providing them free transportation into the nearby SHR stations. So in return, the SHR company will pay the airline company for their services, and it will create a win-win situation because the SHR will regain more customers, and the airlines company will receive more the revenues from the SHR companies. This is because if the customer use their own money to go to the places they want to go after they reach the airports, it will definitely become a loss for the airline company. So by providing free transportation and receive the revenue from SHR, it will definitely increase their revenue.
There are two suggestions that should be looked at for. Firstly, ensure the project is not being politicized. The launching of the HSR project has been politicized numerous times by the opposition, from the claims of corruption and chronic involvement to China hidden agenda. All arising issues have influenced public perception toward the project. To add, one of the head opposition leaders, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, have also stated that they will scrap the HSR idea if they come into power, where they finally become the government in the next year. The previous government, led by Datuk Seri Najib Razak, can be considered as failed to communicate with the public, incorporating all the rumors and claims arising regarding the HSR project. As a result, the public are not well informed enough with the advantages gained by the nation if the HSR project is being realized. So, in informing the public regarding any future government's project, the government must ensure the communication used to inform the people must be at the fullest, where it should be a two-way communication rather than one, so that people will get adequate information. Media on government, for example, RTM and Bernama, should have been fully utilized so that any information regarding the HSR or other government project will be reached to all people. This proactive measure will ensure people from being misinformed or twisted by the opposition, thus attracting people to support any government initiative that are deemed to bring benefits to them. Secondly, engaging more with relevant stakeholders. Although the government has tried their best to engage with as many stakeholders they can in constructing the HSR project, there are still numerous issues that arise, thus proving their efforts are not sufficient enough. Many groups from different specialized backgrounds have raised their concern that HSR will bring more disadvantages rather than advantages to the nations. For example, from an environmental perspective, a study made by Min Consult Seven Berhad stated that HSR will bring permanent loss for forest areas and other environmental related places. For instance, destruction of 25 hectare Sungai Pulai Forest Reserve in Gelang Patah. It is the responsibility for the government to ensure every stakeholders will be taken into account, as they are more expertise in their field. They can assist the government to give advices on how it should be done, could be from an effective town hall session or just from even smaller effort, for example, conducting surveys. This is important to be done as it will help to minimize the possibility of backfire received by the government, especially from the opposition side. Failure to sufficiently engage with them will not just impact the project goals, but also bring bad precedent in the future.
In conclusion, the current economic situation makes it very difficult for the Malaysian government to continue the HSR project. As a result, the people are not well informed enough with the advantages gained by the nation if the HSR project is being realized. This is because the high-speed rail HSR project will become a disruption to these airlines hubs if the project is continued. The previous government, led by Datuk Seri Najib Razak, can be considered as failed to communicate with the public in combating all the rumors and claims arising regarding the HSR project. That's all from us. Thank you.